Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to share with you my Taco Fiesta waterfall card. Now, if you haven't seen one of these before, look how magic this is. And I just think it's the perfect set for this. You can do it with other things. We've done it in the past with other ones, but I just love these zingy colours, the Mexican colours. And I originally made this actually for my daughter's 17th birthday, Madison. And she'd just entered a she does hospitality and catering at college. She just entered a street food competition, and she did tacos. So I thought, actually, that's brilliant. So the supplies you need for this card are sweet sorbet cardstock. This measures 4 1/8 by 5 1/2. Obviously, if you're in different regions, you can cut that down to 4, whatever you want to be, but just adjust the layers accordingly. So there's a quarter of an inch between each of these layers. So sweet sorbet, 4 1/8 by 5 1/2. Basic black cardstock, that measures 4 inches by 5 3/8. Parakeet party, that measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. You need a piece of basic white cardstock to write on, and the back that measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. You need 4 squares of Daffodil Delight cardstock. These measure, find the right piece, where have they gone, 1 7/8 by 1 7/8 of an inch. You need 4 basic white squares, and these measure 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And then you need a Daffodil Delight strip, which measures 4 1/8 by 1 inch. I think that's all. And then you'll see here, I think, that I've embossed the Parakeet party layer with our Cascading Ruffles embossing folder. It's one that I love, and I thought it was quite kind of Fiesta party, so I thought it was perfect for this. So pop that to one side. And if you haven't seen this stamp set, this is carrying over to the new catalogue, and I'm so happy because how cute is this? You've got all these different expressions here, the little winky eye, the mustachio man, little sleepy one. You've got nachos, you've got the piñata, you've got a cactus, what are these called? Tortilla wrap, little sweets, all sorts. And then really good little sentiments here. So I've used holy guacamole, it's your birthday. Okay, so let's go ahead and start layering this up. So first of all, I'm going to emboss this piece. I will be straight back. Okay, so we're going to stick the basic black onto the sweet sorbet. This is such a fun set, and I've seen so many great cards with it. You know, you don't have to do this fun fold. I call it a fun fold, but it's not really a fold, is it? But you know, I think it worked perfectly. But it works for so many different cards, and for all different age groups. You know, male, female. It works for everyone, so it's a really good little set to have in your stash. So I'm just layering up all of these. Like I said, there's a fine border between each of them. I quite like just seeing a little peek of the colour underneath. Okay, so actually I'm missing one piece here. I've just noticed I'm missing the mechanism. So for that, you need a piece of basic black cardstock, and that measures 9 inches by 2 inches. So that was a really key piece that I nearly missed out. So like I said, this is basic black, and it measures 9 inches by 2 inches. So along the 9-inch side, you need to score at 2 inches, at 2 3/4, 3 1/2, and at 4 1/4 inches. Okay, let's pop that away. Also, what I did here, and you may or may not have a small circle punch, but you just need, I've used a 1-inch circle punch. You need something to make a little kind of thumb hole here. It's hard to see with this here, but you can see I've just notched out a little bit here. So this is quite tricky going through 3 cardstock layers. So our punches don't love it, but let's have a go. Like I say, this is an old punch. Once I've made the kind of first impression, it then kind of yields a bit and lets me go with it. But if you don't want to risk your punch doing that, you don't have to have a little thumb hole because the ribbon's going to pull down anyway. So that's a little optional there. Okay, so next we're going to stick this little bridge on here. Now you need to put some tape or glue on the back, and you want to put a strip at either end like this. In shot, yeah. So that's then going to stick the whole width of the card quite close to the bottom, maybe about an inch up there. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop that on. So you don't want it all the way over, you just want it either end here. And then I'm going to place that about there. If it's slightly too long, just give it a little trim if it's bothering you. It's bothering me. There we go. Okay, so there's still a gap here in the middle. Then if you're using glue, don't do this yet, but if you're using tape, just put a little bit there. Don't worry that that's ripped that off there. A little bit in the center there, okay? As long as it's not wider than this bit that's going to come on here, you're fine. If you're using glue, don't do that just yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp on these 4 pieces here. So I've used the taco, the burrito, I think that's called. I think I called it something else earlier. The avocado and oh, the holy guacamole. Okay, so you need a good what am I trying to say? A memento ink, a well inked one, let's say. So I'm going to go ahead, ink up this taco first. Like I say, you need to give it a good inking, and then in the center ish stamp him. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stamp all these kind of basic ones first, and then I'll put the little eyes on. So the avocado, doing it quite near the bottom because I'm going to add a hat. The burrito has to go at a bit of an angle because it's slightly too wide, slightly too long, sorry, to go on there, but that's fine. I'm doing this for speed. You can obviously take your time stamping these. And then the holy moly guacamole. It's not holy moly even, it's holy guacamole. I just added that in. It's your birthday. Okay, and then I've got the little sweets, which I just randomly stamped around this one, just to give it a little extra detail there. I've got on the avocado, just going to put the little Mexican hat. He's cute. The hat's cute on the cactus as well. And then it's a case of choosing which eyes you want to go on all of these. So on the cactus, I used the little winky eyes, I should say. So I'm just doing these one at a time because it's not a cactus, is it? It's an avocado. I was just talking about that being a cactus as well. So there we go, little winky eye. And then on the taco, I did the moustache. Love this, so cute. Like I say, take your time. You can probably ink yours up better than I am. There we go. Just putting these on another block so I don't lose them straight afterwards. The sleepy eyes for the sleepy eyes for the burrito, and then that's all the eyes we need. I'm just going to pop him on there. Cute. Okay, so that's all the stamping done. And then you can go ahead and layer these onto these Daffodil Delight pieces here. I'm in such a habit of putting my glue lid back on, and I know I'm going to be using it again in a second, so it seems a bit crazy, but I can't seem to put it down without putting the lid back on. Let's try it now. It's kind of stressing me out a bit there. So, and obviously if you're doing this card, you can use the different, oh, he slipped. Oh, don't stick, don't stick. You can use the whichever characters you want, of course, in there. Oh, don't stick in the wrong place. He slid just as I put him down. Naughty little taco. That one on here. Such a fun card. And then this one on here. And then we're going to colour with blends, and I'll tell you which blends I've used. You can fast forward if you don't want to watch me colouring, of course. Yeah, you can also watch me. So I've got, actually I didn't use Parakeet Party blends. I used Granny Apple Green because that's what I could find at the time. I've got real red, dark real red, so I've got both of the Granny Apple Greens. I've got light and dark Daffodil Delight. I've got dark soft suede for the inside of the avocado, and I've got light and dark crumb cake. Okay, so let's start with the avocado. So the darker one, you might need to use the fine end for these, where you will for this bit. You can take your time, but I'm just going to go around. Ooh, I don't like colouring too fast, but for the video I'm going to. So his little stone, I was going to call it his tummy, but it's a stone, isn't it? I'm going to colour in this dark soft suede. Soft suede's going actually in the colour Refresh. But you know, it's not a colour I use an awful lot. I'm not too distressed about that. But it's always hard to see colours go. Okay, and then on the inside, just the light Granny Apple Green. So I'm just literally going around. I'm not really using the blends here to blend in any kind of shading. And then while I've got the light one out here, I'm just going to colour this top section of his hat, or the top little kind of ripple here. Like I say, you can take your time and do this. And I'm going to use the real red. Oh, my real red. If this ever happens to you, it's not a problem. Okay, you just pull that bit out, push it back on here, and you're back in business. I don't know why it's happening on this one. Randomly happens with blends, not very often, but that's just a little tip. If it happens to you, you can just pop it back on. It will just keep happening. Once it's happened, it will just keep happening. Pretty sure if I put it on, yeah, the same. So then you just pull it out of that section. Okay. And then for the top of his hat, I've used dark Daffodil Delight. Cool. Mr. Avocado's done. Okay, who have we got next? Mr. Taco. So I've gone round the edge here, just with, and a bit over these little crumbs here in the corner, in dark Daffodil Delight. I'll come in a bit around this corner as well. Oh, I don't like doing this too quickly. I don't want to go over the edges like I just did then. If you have a colour lifter, that's great for that. You know. So then with the lighter Daffodil Delight, I'm just going to colour in round little circles to blend in that harsher edge there. And colour this centre. If you've just stamped, you might want to leave it a minute just so that, excuse me, your ink doesn't blend over kind of the memento ink, but once it's dry, it's fixed. Okay, and then the lettuce on here I'm going to do in light Granny Apple Green. So that's the more kind of wiggly bits on here. Blends are just perfect for this. Okay, and then the tomato I did in real red. Oh, see, every time. That's fine. It's good to show you those so that you know if that happens to you, it's not the end of your blend. It's, you know, you can still use it. Okay, so while I've got this, I'm just going to colour in some of the sweets. Colour that bit. Colour the end there. The end on this one. Some of the stripes here. You know, you can just mix these up and colour however you'd like them to be. The ends on that one. I've just used the 3 colours again there, the light granny apple green, the real red, and the dark dark I can't remember the other colour now. Granny apple green, dark real red. That's real red staying, yay. Always a favourite of mine. Just got a couple more bits to colour here. I appreciate it might not be the most fun thing watching me colour, but if you wanted to get these colours sort of similar, that's what I'm doing. And then lastly, the burrito. I use both of the greens just to colour the lettuce, just to give a little bit of difference there. Oh, that end's not looking good. Let's use this end. Of course, if you're really good at colouring, you can do lots of fancy bits on there. And then I went round the edge here with the dark crumb cake, just round where the lines are drawn. A bit more in at the bottom here. I'll just leave that like that. And then with the light crumb cake, so if you're not familiar with our blends, they literally do blend in the colour. That's what their job is. So you just go over that line and it will just kind of take off that harsh edge. With our write markers, which you can use to ink stamps as well as write and colour with, they're changing slightly. The finer end is changing to become more sort of less of a writing pen, more of a, I don't know how to describe it, slightly thicker nib, but not as thick as the bigger end. I'm just going to take away a little bit of this colour here with the colour lifter. There we go, just lifts a bit. Okay, so that's all my colouring done. Let's get rid of these blends a second. So now the mechanism. This is the key part. I don't know who came up with this design of card, but I love them for it. Okay, so you're going to fold it at this kind of furthest one in. It's almost in half, but not quite. So give that a little burnish so you can see there's a bit of an end here. And then on each of these, you're going to fold in the same direction. So you're just folding one at a time down here so that you end up with that kind of rolling motion there. So each of these are folded over like that. In the bottom, you want to pop a little hole. So if you have a crocodile or one of our old hole punches, just a standard hole punch really. I've got a crocodile here, and the ribbon I've used, I have to confess, is discontinued. But it was the only Daffodil Delight ribbon I had, and I wanted to use it. So you could use any of our ribbons really that you think would go, but I really wanted this one. So and so for the ribbon, you need about 3.5 inches, and cut it on the diagonal. 3.5. What have we got here? 6, 9.5. And then I use some black twine as well, just to tie that in. And for that, you need again about 3.5 inches. Okay, so you don't have to thread the ribbon through yet. I've just cut it ready. So here we have it. There's the longer bit at the back, the shorter bit with all these folds at the front. You're going to slide the longer bit underneath this yellow, this Daffodil Delight cardstock. Okay, so this can swing around here, but you want to centralize it. And what I did was I lined it up pretty much so I had another little layer of the Parakeet Party showing. Okay, So then you're going to peel off this backing here, or put some glue on if that's the bit you're going to do. I can't get it off. And then this whole section, as if it were at the top score line, make sure you try and get it centrally like that in the middle there. And then you're just going to fold that whole section down. Okay, so I've just folded that top bit down from where these folds are. And then if you pull this, you'll see how it starts to slide. Now you can decorate this before or after you've done that bit. You may choose to do it before, but this on the bottom section here, this large square here that's showing all of it, you're going to pop your holy guacamole on here. You may find it easier to decorate before you stick that on, which, you know, is great of me to tell you after I've told you to stick it down, but this is fine to do. So that has a little border of black all the way around. So my next one up was the burrito, and you're going to stick that just below this fold here. So you've still got that kind of border all the way around, that slight border, so just below. So you're only going to put some tape or glue. I'll use tape for this, I think. Oh, I could use glue, I guess. Note tape. So indecisive. You're just going to, I just think it's easier to show you where I'm putting the tape. So on these other three, you're just going to flip them over and put the tape only at the top, or glue only at the top. Okay, because we don't want the whole thing stuck down now. So I'm just going to take these backings off. I might as well do them all while I'm here. That tear and tape looks like it's been rolling around the ground or something, because it's left a bit of a dusty edge to it. Okay, so I'm on the burrito next, which I think was this one. So I'm going to line that up just below that next score line. So again, I've got that little border following on this one below. Okay, so it's not stuck there. Next one, I'm going to do the little cheeky avocado, and that's going just below this score line here. There we go. And then this top one is my taco man, and he's going just below this fold here. And again, lining up with those ones below. And then as you pull this, ta-da! It's magic, literally magic. Okay, pull it down a little bit and we're going to thread the ribbon through. So that's just going to come through like that. And then with this one, you may need to get someone to hold this in place for you, but you're just going to tie a knot, a knot round the where the base of the basic black is here. So you just need to pin that base ribbon down, that Daffodil Delight, and then really squeeze that in there. You can do a double one if you want, but I'm just going to do a single one and then trim the twine. And then I finished it off with some, what are these called? Matte black dots. There's lots of different packs that have got black dots in, but I just thought it tied in with my design here. So do I want the big ones? Yeah, let's go for it. So I just popped one either side like this, but you could, you know, pop them wherever you like. So I hope you've enjoyed making this Taco Fiesta waterfall card as much as I did. It's so much fun. Take care, see you soon. Bye.